Hello, guys. Welcome to Common Core and Gifted Learning. This is Neha. Today, I'm going to talk about a very taboo topic, um, about sex education for kids. I know, parents often get confused and awkward about what to do, what to say, and how should we start the conversation. And this has been like a lot of problems, and I myself went through this, so I do understand and can connect with you. So what I have done is individually separate them as age appropriate content, because content is the first thing you have to decide on, like how much to say, what to say, and what are the topics we should be covering at what age. So I made like a structure, possible structure that worked for me, and I hope it works for the kids of the age group you have. And it's a little bit complicated topic, but I hope together we can get there. So let's just jump in. So I really believe in this, that the conversation starts before you think it does. And it's just something I speak from my personal experience. Doesn't necessarily have to be you. If it doesn't resonate with you, just jump in with whatever you want to talk about. But I feel the goal here should be to educate the kids to take their own decision, not to impose what you think and what are your views about sex education. It should be about what the giving them the tools and really guide them to understand how they feel about it, and take their own decision. And how can you do that? So things we will cover in this video is age appropriate content, tips, importance of sex education, and criticality of time. These are the four aspects we will be covering in today's video regarding each age group. So, coming to the most interesting and I think the wonderful phase of child development, 9 to 11-year old. They're like adorable. Right before the, big hormonal age comes. And under this, we will be covering puberty, scientific side of sex and reproduction, and sharing your belief. Let's talk about puberty first. Under this, we'll have changes to expect backing up with scientific reason. It's basically preparing them for the changes before the shit hits the fan, and talking about what to expect. And it happens to everybody, they are not the only one. It's it's happening too. And also give them the reasoning, like why it happens, and it's natural, and it's nothing like you're sick. And then goal is to prepare, not scare, of course. To prepare them and make sure like you talk it in a way with neutral tones, and uh, with a neutral face, that it's not a big deal, it happens to everybody, it's natural. And if you should be like happy about it if things are happening normal way, because some people just feel sick if they don't hit their milestones right time. Normal tone, I talked about this, like you should not let your tone influence their judgments, or influence their thinking. And don't go like too hush hush to show it that it's a taboo to talk about, or it's a very secretive topic, or don't go like too overexcited that oh, it's a like a daily talk kind of a thing. It has to be more like special, but yet going towards normality. So it's like starts special, but then towards the end of the years, it should be more like a normal topic. And then no secretive body language or shyness. This is just might be just me, maybe because of our upbringing or the way we were parented. It's I still get like goosebumps when I talk to kids about this, even after 10 years. Like, of teaching this, I still like have that feeling. Even when I talk to my own son, I have that. I do get the goosebumps, if not like, some facial changes, expression changes, or kind of my voice, but I still get those goosebumps. I still have having those. But so you see, like, it needs certain amount of preparedness on the parents' part as well, So, try not to be shy or, secretive about, all these topics when you're, talking to your child, because what happens is, like, not only this transferred from the older generation, and it also transferred to their generation too. So that transference happens, and it happens unintentionally and unknowingly. So this is something, it's like it's in your hand, and somehow you have to fight it out if you are the person. But if you're like the other kinds of a mom, unlike me, who can just go at it like directly, then, but I think, first time is always the, you know harder one. With your other kids, like, who are like the younger ones, it gets easier. Then prepare yourself if needed. Yeah, this is more like, not the body language, or neither like I'm talking about, preparing your speech in front of the mirror for a presentation or something. It's more like, prepare and organize your thoughts, what you will be telling, how much you want to share. And it does need like some amount of preparedness, because it might be that you are ready, your child is not, and then vice versa. And that brings us to our next topic of scientific study. Try to read the child's reaction, and let their reaction and voice tone decide the pace of the conversation. So as I said about the readiness, you might be ready and just want to, jump in and want to say it all, but your child might not be ready, because what happens is, mostly at this age, before even the conversation starts with the parents, they have all sorts of information, from, here and there, from the internet, from parents, and from, like, not some parents, from the friends. So what happens is, like, all this information together kind of, becomes like a big complex hodgepodge. So some are information, some are misinformation. So, they might know about it, might not know about it. So try to be vigilant about their reactions. Like, do they look confused, do they look like, ready, or they look that like turning away and shying away. So these are the things to notice, because this actually sets the pace of your conversation. In a sense, it tells you if I supposed to stop, or if it's getting overwhelming, or, he's ready for it or not. And then remember, you have time. And this goes with another one, that you do not need to teach them everything all in one day. So this is, I'm talking about, make sure, like, it might sound like a very vast list or something, but make sure, like, it's over a period of 4 years. So you don't have to, really graduate them or make them a scholar out of the topic of sex education right today. So you do have time. But on the other hand, you should keep one thing in mind. Like, I don't know, it's probably our, I've noticed this, but it's because of, GMO crops, or say hormones, or say just the natural way of human evolution. Kids of this generation compared to ours, they hit puberty earlier. Like, if say the age is like 12 for our generation, they start hitting it around 10, 11 sometimes. So, and sometimes as early as 9, depending upon their, body structure or metabolism. So I personally recommend you to always at least cover the topic of puberty and the changes you should be expecting before they turn 9, and or at least as soon as they turn 9, because there is no use of preparing them or talking about it once they have already experienced the hard part. Experience is, of course, the hard part. Conversation is probably the easier part. So this not only helps them to, have less anxiety and emotional trauma when they hit it for the first time, but it also helps them to be less confused. So this is something, it's my personal recommendation, but again, you are the parent. Next is visual aid, scientific diagram, educational videos help them to independently see and learn from it. So I'm not saying like sit and kind of go through like porn stuffs or like porn magazines, but I'm saying like what I'm saying is educational videos, as in let me give an example. I think that will be the best part. So why this came to my mind. My neighbor, she was pregnant with her younger one, so I think uh, he started noticing it with that, being that age, like say 8. And then he kind of asked me about how does the baby come out, like why, how will the baby come out of the tummy. So I was like, yeah, there are two ways. You go to the doctor, and there are two ways. Either they do a surgery or they kind of try to take the baby out. So he was like, I want to know the everything about it, and he was like on for it. So I tried to, use broader terms like, just through surgery they do it, and but he wanted to see how it is done step by step. So he literally drove me crazy for like 3 months, and then finally one day I gave up, and I like managed to find like a not so grossful or animated video, and it was purely animated, just to give you a disclaimer that I didn't traumatize my child or scarred him for the entire life. um, I did show him like a animated version of the video where they show how they do the C-section, and how they take out the baby, and how they again sew it back. And then I also managed to find like a normal birth video, and so he was okay with the normal birth video, and it was the same animation, same like publisher, same like everything. But on the other hand, like 2 minutes into the video of the C-section, he started feeling like sick, like nauseous. So I think even though it's not gross or there is no blood showing, it's just the mental thing how they process. So it's same video, but probably like he imagined like way more graphically in his mind compared to the normal vaginal delivery. So it kind of you see, it depends on the child, like how they process it. How same kind of videos might not be same kind of videos and concept, they might not be ready for it. So I really like want to recommend you to first watch the reaction, see the readiness, and then if needed, go for visual aids only for the type of kids who are not comfortable talking about this and want to learn on their own. And there are many resources out there regarding puberty and talking about childbirth and everything. So just feel free to look around, and you, because you have time for all these things. Sharing tips. Tip number 1 is be honest. 2 is talk as I, with a neutral tone, of course, and examples of topics based on your parenting view. This means like in some uh, say culture or tradition, practicing healthy sex might be okay, and some might be not. And though I tell like you always let the child decide, but talking about your views helps them to kind of gauge or set their own boundaries. So some of the examples might be that I wanted to wait for marriage to have like a safe sex. I wanted to wait for the right person, or I wanted to wait out for because of my age and financial consequences, or say the health and precautions, because right after puberty, for the girls there are like multiple choices, like you want to take an IUD, or you can manage without an IUD. And some guy, like kids are so hormonal, and they can't even use an IUD or like any kind of contraceptive pills. So in that case, what to do? And then for boys, like how to put like a proper contraceptive condom. So these things have and why you need to like address all these things, because there are like chances of yeast infection, lot of sexually transmitted diseases that might can like harm you. So just to give them, like, a prelude of like these things are there, and it's very much true. So just to warn them before they make a mistake, or even if they are planning, they at least have the info with them. It's like giving them like a map for the entire area, so just in case they get lost, they have some cues here and there. So that was the end of today's video, and I hope it helps your child. And for the younger ones and the older ones too, I have posted like the sex education videos for under the playlist called different kind of learning. And if this helped you or your child in some way, please like, share, and subscribe, and help my channel to grow. Thank you. Bye bye.